morning, everybody! Coach Darren here. Fitness over 50. Where we don't grow old, no. We age like a fine wine. And today we are going to talk about the legends and their keys to success. And there's a few really good ones. And the people we're talking about here are Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, Dale Carnegie, Napoleon Hill. All of these great personal development authors. You can find these three little secrets interspersed throughout every single one of their books. You know, John Maxwell, all these greats, you can find these tips in every single one of their books, I can almost promise you. The first one is control the flow of information. It is so easy these days to just hit information overload. It is like learning from a fire hose. There's so much information out there. That's why I like to repeat books. I'll go back, I'll read a book again. You know, The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie. All these awesome books. But there's so much information just packed into these little books that you got to read them over and over to really absorb it. When you're trying to learn something new, you can't just learn it all at once. The more complicated the subject matter, the more time you're going to need. You need to control the flow of information. You need to slow it down so that you understand it and you learn it. Second, there's no right way, or there's always more than one way. If you want to lose weight, there's about 1,000 different ways out there to do it. You can focus on different types of diet plans. You can focus on, there's a million different ways you can work out. You can walk, you can run, you can lift weights, you can do high intensity interval training, you can do a Peloton, whatever. There's so many different ways. There's always more than one way to get to where you're going. You know, Thomas Edison, he said, success leaves clues. So you just follow each success. But just because one person walked that way doesn't mean that's the only way. You know, when it snows a lot, it's always nice to follow in the footprints of the other person in front of you. It makes it easier to walk. But that doesn't mean that's the only way. You can make your own footprints. There's more than one way to get to where you're going. And just keep that in mind. Just because you're not taking the straight route, you're taking the back roads, you're enjoying the scenery, it doesn't mean you're not going to arrive where you want to go. There's always more than one way. And then the third lesson from legends is there's no shortcut. I always love when I hear these stories. They were an overnight success, some band, they were just incredible, overnight success. But then you hear their real story. They started out in the garage. They played these little bars with 3 or 4 people in the crowd. They started to grow their crowd, still playing in bars. Then they started to travel. They started to fill up smaller and small venues, little bigger venues. All of a sudden they get this hit album, they're selling millions of records, packing stadiums, and people are like, oh, they were overnight success. I'm reading a story about this trainer that I find very inspiring, and she talks about how, you know, she wanted to be this celebrity trainer. And all of a sudden she just appeared and everyone's like, oh wow, overnight success, you just showed up. She said it took her 13 years to get to that point when she had her breakthrough where everyone's following her and working out with her. There are no overnight successes. If you want to do something that's hard, it's going to take a lot of work before you get to that point. You work out once, you're not going to be in shape. You do something once, it's not going to do that much for you. There are no shortcuts. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the effort. So these are 3 great lessons from the legends. You'll find these foundational principles in almost all of the personal development books. You got to control the flow of your information. There's no right way, and there are no shortcuts. You got to put in the work. So I hope this motivates you, get you fired up for Monday. How about some thumbs up, some hearts, some shares, some comments? I love it all. You know, that's the way I pay it forward. And I will see you all tomorrow for Terrific Tuesday.